okay, let's get the foundation of this together and really like move as a business versus like, Courtney, your big sister is here to come help you get dressed. Because yes, I want to present that energy, but I also want to present like Courtney, the businesswoman that you respect and that you understand is here to do a job.
I'd love for you to just elaborate on the role that like a good stylist plays, because I think it's so important that these time constrained individuals outsource some of these decisions, but also partner to really like elevate, their brand.
I think I'm 50% creative or strategist and 50% service professional. I acknowledge the fact that a lot of my job is about convenience. I think, especially working for athletes, they're very much, structured in their time. And my role is to make sure you get up and it's time for you to go to a game or an appearance and your look is there, it's ready, it's labeled, it's, it fits. And you don't have, it's one less thing that you have to think about. And so that service that I can offer, although yes, a very luxury service, I wish I had a me for me, I think is important because I think they, their focus is winning the game or, getting to a certain title. So if I can use the creative part, which is to help to build your brand and to make sure things fit well and to sort of come up with an ideology around your presentation off the court, the field, the ice, whatever it is, then to also help with the convenience factor of like, here's a garment bag, it's labeled with the date, then I feel like if those two sort of sides of the world can converge in the appropriate way, of course things happen last minute and there's also always some shenanigans going on, but if they happen in the right way, then I feel like I've done my job as a good stylist.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm not the stylist that's trying to create the viral moments. Like, I'm not here to get you the newest, latest, greatest sneaker, jewelry, drop of something. I want to create timeless wardrobes, or I want to help you identify what your brand is that is lasting versus let's get the photo that's going to be, this viral moment for 5 seconds and we're going to move on. So if I can do that and I can really help you identify what that is, and that might take time. Like I think there's some clients where I'm like, oh, I could see pictures from a while ago. I'm like, oh, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But I think, with time and persistence and a little bit of work, I think, I always say I'm just here to help.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there are so many parallels with like what we do.
Yeah.
But a good stylist, I just think it's worth all the money in the world because like it makes you feel your best. It allows you to focus on the speech you're giving, the game you're playing, whatever it is. But you're also like reinforcing a brand over time, and what you're wearing is an extension of who you are.
1000%.
So it's how do you just consistently reinforce that?
I think also like I would love to have this conversation more with like the teams around the players because I think sometimes we forget like, okay, so she has to speak on a panel and it's like, oh, she just wear Nike or whatever. But like, well, if we can curate that a little better, like we'll make more of a statement or like, she's not going to be naked. Like, does somebody want to tell me that she's speaking on a panel? So I think those are real conversations that we have, or like I'm there to sort of help educate the team as well. Because it's like the fashion moments aren't just for the fashion moments. It's not like we're just getting dressed for Fashion Week or an award show. Like the fashion moments are every time we put clothes on and we leave the house or not. I think those can be opportunities to tell a story that can help build the brand, that can help, to expand who we are as people, but also for the athletes expand who they are, outside of their game.
I mean, not to be crude, but it's like the marketability of that person improves when I think when they have the aptitude to do that, when they understand the value that brings.
Yeah.
But the simplest example is someone knows to come to us for like a bright colored power suit when they're going to be on stage, and every person in the audience remembers them by insert color here suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it fits well. And I think what you do really well is, one, you're size inclusive, and also I think, to be honest, like, it's long. So I feel like, you know, you sort of work for all bodies because, you know, we can shorten things, we can't necessarily lengthen things. And I think that works when we're having conversations about people who are well dressed because it fits well. And I feel like Argent does that really well because you're getting the classic power suit that feels cool and interesting in any sort of bold color or not, you know, a classic. But it fits well.
But I do think what you're talking about is interesting too. Well, one, thank you. But I think what you're talking about, it intrigues me because we have customers and individuals who don't recognize the power of what they're putting on their bodies. And then you have people that do recognize it. And you're dealing with both individuals and then teams and then like teams around teams. Because you've got, for some of these players, they're at a level where they have their own teams. And then they've got,
and the manager and the assistant and the brand manager and the, like there's
then layers. A front office and then maybe like a sponsor. So there are a lot of things to juggle, but not everyone understands the power of like what you put on your body. And so I imagine there are a lot of obstacles. So okay, I want to talk about going off on your own. At what point were you like, I want to start my own company, build my own portfolio? Like, I'm already starting to work with people. I want to turn this into my own thing.
It's a little bit of a messy story as well. I moved to LA when Chris Paul got traded to the Clippers. And so he brought me onto his team. I still was kind of not understanding the business of styling. You know, I was coming from being an assistant. And so I knew how to be an assistant. It was fairly recent that I realized, like, this is a business and not a hobby, or I'm not just... I'm here to help, but also like this is a business. And so I think it's interesting because, and it's a little bit embarrassing to say, but I've had some really great clients and some really big names, but I was still kind of operating like a volunteer. Not that I was doing it for free, like seriously, but I think that it took for a lot of mistakes to be made and a lot of like financial hardships and just like frustrations and resentment and just scheduling conflicts for me to be like, hey, okay, let's get the foundation of this together and really like move as a business versus like, Courtney, your big sister is here to come help you get dressed. Because yes, I want to present that energy, but I also want to present like Courtney, the businesswoman that you respect and that you understand is here to do a job. So I guess to answer your question, maybe like last week, I figured out this was a real job. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because I am still figuring it out, and that's like my most vulnerable like hot take. I am still trying to figure out, you know, how to pay assistants and how to schedule properly and how to, you know, do the real business admin part of it. That's more important than like getting the good photo.